welcome. My name is Michael. I'm the Deadlands Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2 Edition, 2nd Edition, Gatewalkers. Joining me today are my delightful patrons. Behold, look at them. Aren't they amazing? They're all here with their faces and their characters and their attitudes. Say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, the only reason I say hello is to make sure that I've actually got your mics on. Because I am a derp, and that is what I do. It is good to see all of you guys here. So many smiling faces, so many recognizable people. And I'd also like to take a moment to give a special shout out. This is a special shout out because there's someone here in chat who not only has very recently supported me on my Patreon as my brand new Patreon at the Mythic tier, but also this is someone who supports so many content creators that I love and adore. And by transitive property of this individual, I would like to just say that they are an exemplary human being for liking these amazing and incredible content creators. And it is none other than the newest member of my Mythic tier group, Jennifer JMT. Thank you so much for your generosity and for joining us yet again for another stream. You're a beautiful human being, and yes, very valued, very appreciated, and seen. There you go. What are we doing today? Guys, we're doing some stuff. We're doing some stuff today. What are we doing? We are going to be playing a game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. For those of you who don't know how to play, don't forget that we are a very interactive chat, and we will be teaching while we play. A lot of my players here have not played 2nd Edition beyond this game, and we are teaching it as we go. So there is no, there's no problems in stopping or slowing down the stream in order to do that. This also goes for my players as well. The game features a wide variety of characters who have recently lost their memories due to a missing moment in time when they disappeared through various portals known as the Ayodhara and returned with no memory of what happened between when they entered and when they returned 8 months later. Also, hey, Ardana, I miss you and I love you. You can't walk into my chat and just be like, oh, I'm just going to watch in silence. Take my love. Anyway, Ardana, by the way, is one of these people who has known me for so freaking long, and who I got to meet at Gen Con. So, cheers. Good to see you. Now, before we begin, we have some people to thank. Let's, of course, take a whirlwind expedition through, of course, our sponsors. Guys, we have so many people that we'd like to thank for the show, and these are the people that keep our lights on and help us striving to continue to look better and be the amazing stream that we are. Starting with Hero Forge for the wonderful artworks you can see on stream here. Guys, Hero Forge artworks that we have for not only the players, but also these tokens that you can see here. All of them are made using a massive and amazing 3D model making software that allows you to print 3D models so you can have these guys at home. And if you guys have any requests for these characters, go check out my Discord. They're available up there for you guys to check out as well. And if you want to print them out and have your own version of, say, Kazi and his dapper catfolk gentleman, then hey, you can go and do that. They print out in color print, and they also do premium plastic as well as 2D standees. Now, don't knock the 2D standees till you try them. Honestly, I am all about the 2D standees right now, and the only regret I have is that my massive D&D mini collection is all 3D models and not 2D standees. If they were, by thunder, would I be having a financial crisis right now. So there you go. So go check out those cool stuff over at Hero Forge. Next up, of course, we have Sirenscape for the beautiful sultry sounds that we get to hear during the course of today's session. Sounds such as, let's go with cleric spells. We haven't done cleric spells before. Let's say that you happen to be playing a cleric, and you are the proud owner of an ability known as Channel Divinity. Well, thankfully, Sirenscape has you covered with the sound of channeling divinity. Don't you feel absolutely fucking divine? I do.
That is a lot of divinity.
That is so much divinity. And of course, even the spells that you'd think wouldn't need sound effects have sound effects, such as detect poison. There you go. Ooh. It's sparkly. I'm just curious as to when the sound effect... Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Sorry, my bad.
We found the poison.
You found poison. Look at that. How cool is that? So yes,
Clearly a
these-
lingering one.
Yeah, that was one of the lingering ones for sure. Oh, okay. Now here's one that I know is gonna get people to ask questions. What does the silence spell sound like? What does it sound like? How does it sound? Well, let's find out what the folks at Sirenscape think the spell silence sound like. Yep, nailed it. No, I don't know. I don't know if it worked. I think I hit the button, but maybe I didn't. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no, it crashed.
Creepy.
Your old Sirenscape crash.
Yeah, well, there you go. Apparently casting silence on Sirenscape works. So there you go. You have that there. But yeah, so look, guys, if you want access to this and the massive library that's there, consider subscribing to Sirenscape. It is a wonderful investment if you, like me, run a ton of games or really wish to up your immersion in your campaign. And lastly, but not leastly, we have, of course, our VTT of choice, Fantasy Grounds, that you can see behind me, full of amazing features. This entire map, populated by these tokens and people, was made in 10 minutes, because that's why I use Fantasy Grounds, because it is a really, really nifty tool that does a lot of heavy lifting for me for the rule system, but also allows me to import and make brand new maps from scratch with little to no trouble. Also, quick shout out to our map makers, guys. I support a bunch of Patreons. They provide me with a ton of maps, all of which, with permission, are stuff that we use. I use a lot of neutral party stuff and a lot of 2-minute tabletop stuff. But recently, I've also started using Balato, who I haven't added to that command yet. But I will write their name down for you folk at home. All right. Next up, of course, let's meet these incredible characters. Guys, I will leave you to introduce yourselves and your characters, starting with none other than the amazing OG Lava Kitten.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm playing Lushara, and she's a young elf trying to find out what happened during the last moments. She's with this interesting group of people that she's recently met in the hopes they will help her get answers.
Brilliant. Next up, we have the incredible Schoolie.
Hello, everyone. So I'm playing Bill Lorotar, who is very, very gruff, unpolished, and is more here to protect people so they can get the answers for him.
Nice, nice. Love that. Following which, we have, of course, the one and only Neil from Immersion Diversion.
Hello. I play Arseni, a sorcerer skeleton who is in training to also become a bard. And he's trying to find out who killed him because he walked in the gate and came out looking like this. So, yeah, find out he's kind of angry. But he's also a happy-go-lucky guy.
All right, very well, perfect. Next, of course, playing the role of Kazi is our dear friend, none other than Charles. Hello, Charles.
How's it going, everybody? I play the wonderful and dapper catfolk Kazi, who typically is a mischievous cat, as you would have it, who finds themselves in a bit of an odd and strange predicament, having gone through a gate only to return with no memory and some strange things happening. Now finds himself traveling with a group of people, which he normally doesn't do, but here he is nonetheless, trying to figure out what has happened and hopefully find some nice things along the way.
Indeed. And then, following which, we have the wonderful McBluff playing the role of Viv. Hi, Mac.
How are you today, Dad?
I'm well, thank you. I haven't had dinner, though.
Okay.
It came late.
Oh no.
It's okay.
You should eat something.
I am. I'm having a liquid breakfast. Dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not even the right meal, so I feel like you're already off track.
Yep. What have I done everything normal? Tell us about your character.
How do I describe that? Viv is a very, very eccentric, just little guy, just a strange little guy who likes to think about things in terms of games and usually uses that as their way to motivate themselves. And just like most of the rest of the party is trying to figure out what on earth happened when they went through that gate.
You know that kid from
But
the
they're-
Owl House? You know the
Which one? There's so many kids in the Owl House.
the one with the eclipse on their face.
Oh, the collector. Yeah.
Yes. Very collector vibes I get from.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a bit less omnipotence. Just slightly less omnipotence.
Slightly less, just a little less, just a teeny bit less.
Yeah, just a little less.
Yeah, she's protected by plot armor at the moment.
Woo!
All right, for now. And then last but certainly not least, we have, of course, playing the role of Elink, our dear friend Nick.
Howdy doody. Elink is a half-dwarf, half-elf, philosophical druid hoping to join the Pathfinder Society.
I absolutely love it. All right. Now, guys, before we kick off, we have one last person to thank, and that is, of course, you guys at home. Guys, thank you so much for joining our show, for being here and being a part of what we're doing. You guys help me eat solid food. And at this point in time, also help me try to get to Gen Con. No. It's right down there. Going to Gen Con. Yeah. If you guys want to, you can support the channel and come behind the GM screen and do a bunch of cool stuff that influences the game. Now, there's a bunch of cool stuff that is there as channel points. Just by watching the show, you earn channel points and can, for free, use any of these abilities from inspiration, insight bonuses, tarot readings, and a bunch of cool stuff. Use that to affect the game as we're playing. That's not solid food right now. That's true. That's because my subs are falling down. I've got, like, what, 50 subs? Psh. No, it's fine. Don't worry. We don't need to give money. We don't need to give money to Bezos. We'll just do it by tips. That's how we work. Please don't kick me off Twitch, Bezos. I need this to survive. All right. But anyway, if, however, you do feel very, very generous, then do consider donating to the stream with one of the following tips. For $5, you can award a hero point to one of the players, which are these little yellow markers, or you can provide a purple marker for me, which is, of course, a jinx point. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for stuff that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make things more complicated, or have villains roll with advantage. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks of cards, your choice of either a heroic action for a player of your choice, which will give them a little moderate superpower picked at random from this deck of little superpowers, or I will draw a card from this random deck of plot twists, and then implement said plot twist in the course of the game. Some of them are cute and little deviations, others are quite devastating. Friday's one was fucking hilarious because I got the broken plot twist, and our dear friend Rock Protector was playing a barbarian, and he happened to use the weapon that I condemn most when a barbarian uses it at my table, and that happened to have been a barbarian wielding a ancestral greatsword. So I used that plot twist so quick. I don't think I've ever used a plot twist faster at a table. I was like, oh no, your ancestral weapon. What a shame you didn't maintain it. It's now broken. Oh, what a shame. And then he then proceeded to go on and hit people with the hilt of the damn fucking thing and did more damage than anyone else. And I'm like, and you wonder why I get shitty when barbarians use great swords. Anyway, I digress. Sorry, I had my rant. We're done. For $20, you can donate for a natural 20 to one of my players or to me. This is just a natural 20 because why the fuck not? It's freaking a natural 20. You want one? Boom. Then, of course, we have the $50 donation. The $50 donation will increase the difficulty of an encounter that our group is currently embarking on, or provide a magical item of your choosing to a player of your choice. This can be a homebrew item, this can be a magic item that you allow them to choose, or if you are familiar with the Pathfinder system, or are happy to go and browse around, you can pick an item if you'd like, or alternatively, you can ask one of our players to begin work on a set item. A set item is a series of customized homebrew items that, when put together, have a static bonus that binds them all together. It also tells a little bit of a story about the magic items as they go. We've had the White Weasel set, which was a superstitious set that was given to an old group of winter hunters that eventually allowed you to turn into a weasel. It was weird, but, hey, it was cool. Hey, thank you, Candy, for your subscription. You are a beautiful legend. Thank you. And last but not least, we have our secret menu item. The secret menu item, of course, these are like massive donations. These are the $100 super donations, which we love and absolutely adore. This is a really good one, actually, because I've been working on this in the background quietly without OG Lava Kitten noticing. And that is quite literally this. The $100 secret menu item is as follows. Lushara currently has a pet familiar. This familiar is a domestic household cat. However, I have recently been watching He-Man quite a lot, and I have a desire to create myself a He-Man-sized kitten. So, for the $100 secret menu item, Lushara's familiar companion will be able to transform from a domestic household cat into a literal lava feline monstrosity. It will breathe fire, it will teleport through flames, it'll see through smoke, it will literally be a lava kitten. And that is what will happen for that.
That's awesome.
So that is the $100 secret menu item for today, which we will provide, etc. But yes.
Would she
so
teleport with it
exciting.
if she rides it?
Will it teleport her if she rides it? I would say that, well, okay, so it wasn't designed to be ridden yet, because that is a little bit too powerful. But there will be the opportunity later on to build or create fireproof bridles and the like, and then, yes, that does become an option. But I just want to set
Oh, that'd be
expectations where they are. It can teleport and it can travel, but it'll have to wait until you're a little bit stronger than level 2 before we give you the ability to warp around my battlefield. All right.
Level 1.
Level 1. Oh, you're not level 2 yet, even. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
How have I not leveled you up yet?
Where
No,
are
it's fine.
we?
Does it have a red face mask? Absolutely. 100%. Actually, probably not. Depends on what I can do in Hero Forge. Because I may have been tinkering around with some stuff. Anyway, I digress.
Aw.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Hero Forge just released a bunch of full feline cat miniatures in their catalog as well. Absolutely nothing to do with that. All right. You guys ready to play? You guys want to get into this?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, without any further ado, our heroes find themselves at a friendly tavern in the city of Sevenarches. Now, for those of you who joined us last week and the week before, our heroes are in the town of Sevenarches in the River Kingdom, working for a very esoteric professor by the name of... I will find it. It will be here.
Edward Rittleson.
Thank you. Dr. Rittleson and our fellow heroes had disappeared behind a portal known as an Ayadara, and emerged 8 months later, changed with unique and strange powers. In addition, their memories of the last 8 months were corrupted, completely gone, and together they've been investigating why this was. You okay, Nick? Did you did?
Yep.
You
Just
hurt
a
yourself?
little.
That's why I was asking if you're okay. It looked like quite a tumble. All right. So, in addition, our heroes were asked by the doctor to speak with a comrade of theirs, a woman by the name of Fianara. Fianara, yes, that's the one. An elven woman who had been investigating the Seven Arches gateways and apparently had some information that would help with their investigation into learning what the missing moments were. After getting into the city, which currently has a restriction on elves due to a curse that was, up until recently, plaguing the city, where elves would die horrific deaths, our heroes managed to sneak in, Lushara included, and make their way to the Seven Arches, where they conducted their investigation, got kind of ambushed and seen by a small roving patrol of guards, engaged in a brutal battle, and eventually chased them away. But it was clearly learnt that the Seven Arches in Sevenarch were fake. After bringing this to the attention of Fianara and confirming this, she allowed you to go and speak with a woman by the name of Lem, one of the oak stewards in the city, who knew about where the real archers were and might be able to help on their quest. Turns out, the information that they had was Bolin, a former oak steward, had also gone through the Eodara and disappeared, but came back changed, more angry and bitter. This transformation let Bolin begin his quest to try and undermine the authority of the Oak Stewards and try to bring about an anarchy in the city. Grabbing a few descendant individuals and heading out into the woods, they have begun their plot against the city. And, well, the Oak Stewards do not wish for that to happen. So speaking with the Oak Steward liaison, she told you that where the real gates were, and that if you could return with Bolin in hand, as well as the key that he stole, known as the Shade Wither, then you would be rewarded for breaking the rebellion. These goals match, but of course your primary concern is to speak with Bolin and find out what he knows about those missing moments. We pick up in a tavern as our group sits down, waiting for their meals and drinks to arrive. Everyone looking with bated breath at Arsini. During the battle against the guards, Arsini's true identity was revealed, that of an undead skeleton. A creeping, necrotic aberration to life and death itself. Thanks to the efforts of Fianara, currently disguised as a regular human, thanks to the hat of disguise provided. As Arsini holds and nurses what looks to be a ale in front of them, being unable to eat or drink properly, our heroes have many questions for their traveling companion. The scene is yours. That was also for you, but that was also for Christina, because Christina just donated a whopping $50 donation. You bloody beautiful legend, you.
So, just very whisper tone. You had skin before you went in the gate?
Yeah, I was originally human. And I don't know what happened, obviously, going in, but when I came out, I looked like, well, what you saw. Yeah.
Are you sure you're dead, or are you just skin deficient?
I'm not sure, honestly. I haven't had time to think of exactly what's going on. But I look like a skeleton. I feel like a skeleton. I am assuming I'm dead. That's just kind of how I gotta think about it. And undeads don't just show up, right? So someone must have had turned me into this.
So,
anyone who would like to may make a religion check to know a little bit about undead.
while everyone's doing this, Kazi just looks at him and says, "Well, I've seen lots of skeletons, my friend, but none of them have ever spoken to me. So I'm not sure you're quite not of the living."
I don't know religion.
But yeah,
While you're saying this, Bill's just scanning the crowd to make sure no one's listening in too much.
That did not do what it's supposed to. Let's try that again.
If it does, if you're trying to roll it, make sure it's either rolled in the chat, or if you need to, you can double click on it as well, and it'll roll.
Yeah, how strange. All right, let's try this again.
All right, very nice.
There it goes. Finally.
Okay. Viv knows very little, unfortunately, about the undead. Skeletons and zombies, they are what they are. They're bones, they're undead flesh, they move. With a 13 and a 14, Lushara and Arsini you know that necromantic magics are responsible for the raising of undead. Basically, instead of using vitality, or sorry, it's not negative energy anymore, it's actually void. So instead of vital energy, which the living uses to sustain themselves, whether it's plants or animals or people, void is what gives breath and motion to the undead. This usually happens in the form of spellcasting necromancers, but also has been known to happen in areas of just high concentrations of void as well. That being said, it is unknown as to what was your particular origin. Elink, you, however, are quite knowledgeable about the undead, and here's what you know. First and foremost is undead are not uncommon. They are almost everywhere scattered around the world. Where there are the dead, there are also the undead. The thing that makes the undead dangerous and almost abhorrent is not the fact that they are awakened and alive. In fact, that in itself is quite rare. Most undead that raise from the dead have no memory or recollection of their lives prior to their, let's say, rebirth. But instead, it is their hunger for the living. Void is almost a diametrically opposite energy to vitality, and they seek each other, much like life eventually ends with death. The undead seek life in order to sustain themselves. No better example is this than with things like vampires, who drink blood to sustain themselves, or the ghouls and wraiths, who seek the living to slay and slaughter. This is what makes them dangerous, makes them a concern. However, Arsini does not follow your understanding of the undead. He is neither an intelligent undead, like a vampire or a skeletal champion or anything like that. He does appear to simply be a run-of-the-mill skeleton who has this ability.
You don't eat people, do you?
What? Why? I'm not a cannibal. That's gross.
Well, that's
I don't know what I can
really-
eat, honestly,
Enough
now,
meat.
because I have no stomach.
Kazi laugh.
But if you start feeling that flesh craving, that hunger, you let us know, right? We'll.
I mean, why would a skeleton eat flesh? They have no stomach. Wouldn't they just get by with bones?
That makes a lot of sense. I haven't quite seen under your coat. I didn't want to assume. Is it all skeleton, just all the way down?
I mean, I wear clothes still, but yeah, I've looked. It's all
Cartilage?
bones. Interesting enough. No.
How do you stay together?
Look at like I said, I just turned into a skeleton not long ago, but I will be happy to be a part of any experiments you wish to take part in, if it satisfies your interest.
Look, quietly, I sort of get a bit lower on the table, and I'm just like, he is right. He can't really eat people or other things. I'd say he's probably an anomaly.
Interesting.
I think we all are.
Speak for yourself.
If you guys still don't trust me much, I completely understand. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. But there's a first step to everything, and I put a elixir of life on the table, and I just say, I have no use for this now. This is for you guys.
Well, we all came out changed in some way. Some of us not as drastically as you, but I went in as a blonde, and now I have blue hair, and I don't know why.
Blue really suits you, Lashara.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, at least you have hair.
Yes,
get you
that's why I
awake.
said
We can get
some
you
of us
awake if
more
you
than
want.
others.
As this
If you want-
conversation happens, Kazi grabs the elixir of life and says, "Thanks for that. Would anyone like a drink?"
Kazi, were you always a cat?
I believe so. Drinks, anyone?
Nice.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Your
And I
drinks.
walk over to the bar.
Oh,
Sort of
your
like,
your
thank you,
drinks
though.
your drinks are already on the way. As they come in front of you, can I get what has everyone ordered to drink? Let's start in reverse order this time with Elink.
It would be something akin to an old fashioned, like a good old dark liquor with citrus, and probably no ice.
Very nice. All right.
That's
Viv?
what I'd like to drink.
Viv probably would have asked for something like a milkshake, but with a level of like sprinkles and chocolate syrup that just no tavern would realistically have. Just an insane amount of sprinkles were requested, and there are no sprinkles available, but Viv still requested them. Yeah, just some kind of milkshake for, and if they don't have that, then just like I'm just gonna vibe with my friends.
All right.
Kazi ordered
They will absolutely make it up for you. They're not entirely sure, and you actually see. So the two people at the bar, one is a halfling woman, the other is a Tianese half orc. The Tianese half orc seems to say something in a foreign language to the halfling. The halfling responds as well. They say that we can make it for you. We'll just need to do a quick run to the shops, and the halfling will run to the shops and get what they need to make that.
Yay.
All right,
Shaking in the little feet.
Kazi.
Kazi orders a vodka cranberry with a lime twist. The irony there. It's spot on.
All right.
Arsene just since Kazi was the one to grab the elixir of life, Arsene just says, "I'll have what he's having," and point to Kazi.
Okay.
You can't go wrong there, my friend.
Bill Rotar is not as fancy as everyone else. He just gets the biggest mug of ale with the foam head, just to chug it as much as he can.
All right. Very well. They have a dwarven tankard. It is actually a steel bucket with a dwarven face that's been like sort of banged into the edge of it. So it's even bigger than the actual bucket itself because it's like bent outwards.
I didn't know they did buckets.
They do buckets. You can order yours in a bucket, although an old fashioned in a bucket might require a fort save.
That's a little too much. I mean, ale in a bucket.
Oh yeah, ale in a
Dwarven
bucket's
tankard.
fine. Yeah.
I'll get one of
Lashara?
those next.
Lushara is still, quite young for an elf, so she probably just ordered whatever the lightest, sweetest mead they had was, because she's like, I don't really want to drink a whole lot. So yeah, she's like, just give me something sweet and light and straightforward. She's like, I don't need anything real fancy.
All right. They will provide you with a sweet apple cider that is actually also mixed with a lot of very, very delicious various it's actually a warm, almost like mulled wine cider that is just mixed in and been brewed and steeped for quite a long time. They do ask if you want it warm or cold, but other than that, it is a very delicious drop.
I would have asked for it warm then. So yeah.
All right, done and done. All right.
Arsene's gonna then slide his drink over to Kazi, because since he can't actually drink it, he basically ordered a second one for Kazi.
Oh,
And then he
okay.
says to everyone, yeah, he says and then I get up and I say, "Here, let me see if I can't make our drinks taste better." And I'm gonna go head up to the stage up top where there's the other bard up there.
All right. As you head up the stage, the bard who is playing looks a little surprised at you.
You looking for company?
Well, sure. What do you play?
I play the violin.
Ah, I play the mandolin.
Nice.
He says,
Would you
"What's
enjoy
up?"
it if? Oh, Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I was.
He asks, "What songs do you know?"
Um. I guess I.
He says, "Do you know the Song of Shipwrecks?"
Oh yes. I've heard that one quite a bit. I can attempt and try to play that one with you.
All right.
And here, and I can also assist with any other instruments that we don't have here to make it better. And I will also then cast musical accompaniment.
Okay.
So it sounds like an illusion of musical instruments. They're not there, but the illusion of sound shows up around me and it fills the room.
So he
as
basically
we
went up
play
there
also.
where while a guy was playing a lute and
No.
then summoned a band and
No.
just
It's-
upstaged
the
him.
lute is not one that's
Wow.
going to be playing. It's a together accompaniment. We're playing together. He's got a lute, I've got a violin, and then there's like a bunch of other ones that aren't lute or violin.
You know the bit where you just said like a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the bit where he's like oh, okay.
Too late. I already
Look,
casted it.
yeah.
And then I also join in with my violin.
Sure, you do so. You play well.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna take a quick moment here, Neil. I cannot
What?
express how much I enjoy playing with you, but I will in the form of, as always, pointing things out that I'm sure you haven't considered. Do you remember before we started the stream, when I asked everyone, like, is there something that anyone would like to do and talk about? And what was it that you said out loud? Said you'd really like to talk about this whole skeleton thing that's going on.
No, this is just for with the drinks. Like when we finish playing, I'll come back.
Yeah, Neil, but how am I supposed to move the scene on from here, Neil? Because the main topic of conversation literally just stood up and left everyone else. So now
I'm
what I've got
trying to show I'm a good person too.
I don't know. I reckon we could have a conversation about this by ourselves.
we're gonna allow for the conversation to go on, but I just love the fact that Neil
I'm sorry.
has excused himself to be like, oh yes, I know we're talking about me, but fuck all y'all, I'm going to go over here now and play with this complete stranger. Well done. All right.
Says I can't drink and they can. Okay, I'm making
You're making friends. You're doing good. You're doing good.
I'm making friends, yeah.
Cosmos chuckling, drinking his drinks. Slim, that guy is. Riot. Look at him up there, just taking over the stage.
Commanding
Oh.
presence.
So I'm just so tickled by this, just up in the middle of a conversation.
How's everyone feeling about this whole skeleton man thing?
Doesn't bother me one bit. You know,
I mean, I can't lie and say it doesn't make me a little uncomfortable just because, you know, skeletons aren't really normally known for being particularly friendly and trustworthy. But he seems just like an average person. I mean, until his illusion slipped, we had no idea. Or at least I didn't.
That was unexpected.
He just seems like he wants answers like the rest of us, and something really horrific happened to him, clearly. to go and living and come out like that.
No.
I'd imagine Bill's just nodding. Nancy. If he's changed like that, I hate to think what everyone else came out as.
Oh,
Well, definitely makes me more concerned. Like, what happened to us? Did we all go through something horrific and don't remember it, or was his experience just so unique? Maybe that's why others didn't come back.
good point. I'm just
And you
glad
probably just see Bill looking down saying, maybe a few more scars, but maybe I just got off light.
Hmm.
You remember
don't
the other
know.
morning I was dreaming, and I dreamt I was back there through the gate. I don't know if, and I don't think whatever I saw actually happened, but if you have any dreams, maybe let us know. I mean, if he seems to have any dreams about being turned into a skeleton, maybe our dreams will give us a clue about what's going on.
That's something to keep in mind.
Now, usually skeletons and the undead, they need to feed off some sort of life force. But he doesn't seem to have any cravings. I think he's good. For now, but that could be touch and go.
Yes, that is concerning. I guess we'll just keep an eye on him. Although you seem to know a little bit more than I do about
I've
undead.
read a few books about it. It's actually quite an interesting subject. I'm mostly curious as to how all the bones and everything just stay together. Now, I'm wondering if it's a kind of diversion sense of arcane elements there, or if there's like a thin string holding him together. I feel like that's rude to ask, though.
well,
Probably.
from my personal experience, they kind of stay together until pulled apart. But anyway, most skeletons I've ever met are not this animated. So I like I said, he seemed like a harmless child, really, but a bit not there in the brain. But maybe that has something to do with being a skeleton. I'm not sure. Seems to be a lovely chap, though.
Not there in the brain. Are we sure he still has one?
Well, that's. I think you're on the nose there, Bill Rotar. Yeah, maybe.
You share a momentary chuckle among yourselves at the notion as the end of the performance comes to a close. The bard thanks you, admittedly a little embarrassed that he was so valiantly upstaged. But he does his best to hide that. As you return to your seat and the other companions.
Oh, that was fun.
Bravo, Slim. That was really delightful.
Oh,
I appreciate
thank you.
You're quite good.
Oh, thank you very much. I've been training to play multiple different instruments, but my favorite always seems to be the violin. I wish to be a bard, but now with the current luck, it's a little harder to get into a bard college. So, yeah. If there's a way for me to turn back, I'd much like to find a way, but if there is no way, I guess I'd just kind of be stuck like this for a while. Just be a skeleton bard.
Could be a good
I
shtick.
like to think that Magnus is just sitting on my lap and just staring at Kazi the whole time.
Oh yeah,
uncomfortably staring.
There's probably a lot of there's probably a low key kind of like purr that's kind of like also kind of happening. Fun fact: cats, in addition to purring when they're happy, cats also purr when they're uncertain or like a little nervous about stuff. Kazi is definitely the largest cat that Magnus has ever seen.
Yeah, I noticed this, and I just give a quick edit.
Lushara will just look at you like,
Shake my head. Heathen of an animal. Look at it. Looks miserable.
Magnus is not a heathen. And she'll pet him just gently. He's my friend and companion.
He just looks away.
Mm. You'll grow to like him.
And
Hey,
other
Bill.
questions?
Oh, for you, no. Bill,
Okay,
how's the
cool.
ale?
Good. Tempted to go for another since I finished this one.
Do you mind if I... Oh, you're done? I was going to go up and get another. I wanted to give it a taste first. It's pretty good ale.
Yeah, I mean, don't think you'd appreciate the dregs. You might want a fresh one for yourself.
2 more dwarven tankards. Thanks. Anybody else?
And another cranberry and
I'm
vodka.
fine.
Same. Just gonna get Kazi all drunk.
Okay.
While this is happening real fast, Kazi actually stands up extremely quick and shoves himself back from the table and kind of looks confused for a minute. He's kind of looking around the room and then just sort of was like, thought I saw somebody I knew once. Sits back down. Wouldn't have been a good look if I would have seen that person. It didn't end on good terms, if you know what I mean. He just sits back down calmly.
I gotcha.
After this, probably good to start making our way. It's going to be a bit of a trip down south.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is
of course.
indeed. Now, before long, Viv, the halfling returns and whips you up a drink. As they do so, she seems to smile at you, not more than anyone else, but just kind of almost like she's very proud about what she's about to do. And as she does so, she presents you with a drink. It is a very, very colorful drink, one that is very, very beautifully presented, but also has a 4-leaf clover that seems to be attached to what looks to be almost like a hairpin that is placed along a large cocktail stick and garnish. As she presents you with it, she tells you that's not for eating, but just a gift for someone with such pretty hair.
Oh,
Or
you like a
perhaps a gift that can be passed on.
I like your hair too.
She smiles and blushes as she pushes the hair over her ear. You recognize that she has a blue bellflower that seems to sort of be nestled in her hair in a very similar kind of hair clip as she turns and walks away.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Wait 1 sec. And then just makes a drawing like they made for Big Can Dan. You made something very beautiful, and I wanted to thank you. And gives him a little drawing.
Ah, she says, "It's lovely, dear. Thank you so much." And she'll take it and she'll keep it. She'll sort of like tuck it away into her apron, and goes about her business. Now,
Yay.
as you enjoy your drink, what do you do with the hair clip?
I walk over to everyone and first I show them the hair clip. I got a gift. I don't think I've ever gotten a gift before. I don't know what to do with it.
Appreciate it.
Do you want
I
me to
do.
help you put it in your hair?
I get to put it in my hair?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like that. I'd like that.
Okay. Lushara will come over and help you put it in your hair and arrange it, and she's like, there.
Thank you.
You're
Looks
welcome.
gorgeous
It
on
looks lovely.
She said she liked my hair, and I said she had pretty hair too.
Well, then that gift was intended for you then. And I think it looks quite lovely.
Thank you.
As you place it into your hair, you feel a certain change sort of wafting over your body.
Oh no.
As long as you have this clover placed upon your person, whether it's in your hair or on your armor or wherever you happen to have it, as long as it's somewhere visible, your lowest statistic gains a +2 morale boost. Actually, no, let's make it a luck boost. A +2 luck boost. This is the first magic item. Now, I'm going to add an extra ruling here. Every week, the ownership of said magic item must shift. However, it must be given willingly. So it cannot be stolen off you, for example.
So I must give it to someone else, you said?
Yes, you must gift it to someone else.
Why did you all look at me when he said it mustn't be stolen? I bringing here.
Kazi, who are you talking about? Nobody said that.
You didn't hear that voice?
Kazi, are you
Maybe
okay?
it's the drinks.
Kazi, you saw somebody. You saw somebody who wasn't in the room with us. Now you're hearing voices that aren't in the room with us. Are you okay?
Oh, maybe there's something in these drinks. I'm not sure.
How many
Well-
have you had?
Oh, a few. And I start singing,
Oh.
but it sounds like a cat right when they're about to fight someone. But as far as I'm concerned, yep. It sounds really beautiful to me. I'm just singing an old song.
Eventually, a shoe flies across the bar and hits you in the head.
How
Okay,
rude.
I think we should leave.
Lullaby. My
Yes.
mother used to sing that to me when I was a child.
That's
Oh.
wonderful.
I was a wee
Perhaps
kitten.
we've had enough to drink and we should
All right.
move along.
All right. You retire for the
I feel
evening, but
fine.
before you do so, I say before you do so, as you do so, the sound of Kazi's singing have caused your cat even more distress. They begin to kind of like behave very strangely. Almost like they want to chuck a fur ball up, but seem to be unable to.
Oh.
As Magnus is trying to, well, as you guys go home, should I say.
Poor Magnus.
Go on, little fella, get it up.
He struggles. He cannot. All right.
I'm carrying him.
He is
I'm not gonna
doing
make him walk
he is
while
doing
he's trying to act.
the kitten baby slump as he sort of slumps down over the top of your shoulder. Now,
Yeah.
the evening goes peaceful. There is nothing untoward that happens until the morning, where Lushara, you were awoken.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's okay if I do something small before we all go to sleep.
please. Yes, by all means.
Um,
Where would you like to do this? How about this? You set
Oh,
the scene for this.
Just before we all head off to wherever we are sleeping, I imagine we have something arranged with Fianara that we have a because we're still in the Sevenarches, yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Then just like some sort of inn that we're staying in, we'll go up to Elink. Elink, I know you had a nightmare. You said while we were getting into the city, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Threw me for a bit, but I'm okay. Thanks though.
Well, I know that whenever you have nightmares, sometimes what helps is trying to make yourself laugh or think of something funny before you to go to bed. So if you think of something funny, that may help you not have the nightmares.
Well, Cozzy's only 2.5, maybe 3 drinks in, and that poor cat can't hold his liquor.
Then keep thinking of that before you go to bed, and that should be able to help.
I'll keep that in mind.
I don't know a lot of jokes, so I don't know if I can help, but that does seem pretty funny.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mr. Cat.
Mr. Cat who?
Meow.
That wasn't very good.
No, it's not very good. I don't quite get this this humor. You see, my dad's got a different kind of humor where that would be funny, and my mum's totally different.
Let's see. I do have an idea, but I don't know if it'll be a good idea, but it might make you laugh.
I don't take well to tickling, if that's what you're thinking.
No, not that.
Okay, well, you can give it a red hot go.
I'm really glad we're going to sleep right after this, because they're going to do a little acrobatic flip, but intentionally fall flat on their face.
Oh my god, are you okay?
I'm good. Did you laugh?
I'm more worried about you. I thought you were going to go all the way over.
Man,
Did you mean to do that?
so hard. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. It was very entertaining.
That's a forced laugh.
I'm mostly worried about you. You just fell over.
My face is strong. See? It's still there. I'm still on my skin. I'm fine.
Unlike someone we know.
Yeah, see? I'm all good.
With a
All right.
feeling of comfort from the efforts of Viv to make you feel better, a smile creeps across Elling's face, and it may not necessarily have been the most, funny or a joke that you would understand, but you understand all too well the heart of this now definitely becoming a friend. Late night sweeps over the city as the moon guides the sky. In the morning. Oh, I should do this thing. Okay. Let's do a thing. Your night is restful, save for one individual. Bilrotar. As you enter your slumber, would you please tell us what transpired beyond the portal for you?
Is this the nightmare version?
Yes.
Okay. So, after stepping through the portal, which to Bill appeared as an army troop that slaughtered his previous compatriots, who were mercenaries or soldiers of themselves. Being one of the few to actually survive, he sees this through and he walks through to immediately get his revenge, not thinking about his own life. Immediately hacking and slashing, trying to take his revenge. But with every single one that he manages to fell, he looks down and it's not the enemy that's at his feet. It's actually his own friends. But something still keeps driving him to keep going, because everyone that's still up and after him still looks like the enemy trying to take his life.
As the battle scars run deep and the blood flows, Your eyes begin to become blurrier and blurrier. Your tattoos and the marks on your face, traditionally part of your tribe, as a symbol of your conquests, now stained and tainted by this mistake. This unbridled, unrelenting rage, washing away the honor of battle, the honor of war. This is not what you were raised to do. This is not how you were taught to fight. This is, in every sense of the word, violence in its purest form. And the scariest part is not the blood. It's not the sweet metal tang at the tip of your lips, or even the stickiness of your hands, which, coated in blood, grip onto your weapons even more fiercely. It's what you feel as the softest smile that creeps across your face amidst the carnage. You awaken to a scream. Lushara, your room's on fire.
Oh my god.
As you awaken from your slumber,
Whoa.
as previously described, there is a roaring flame that currently burns brightly at the foot of your bed.
Oh my god. Lushara jumps out of the bed and is like, Magnus, we gotta get out of here, there's a fire.
You cannot find Magnus anywhere.
Oh.
And by the way,
Boy,
the foot of the bed is roughly where Magnus would normally be sleeping.
She just kind of goes pale, afraid that somebody's just that he's dead, but she is shocked, and looks for something to put the fire out.
By your bed, you do
Vase
see
of
a
water?
small vase filled with water and flowers.
All right, she will yank the flowers out and throw them, and then like throw the vase of water on the bed.
All right. As you do so, there is a splash followed by a semi-pained howl as you hear this. And seated on your bed, surrounding what looks to be burnt bed sheets, is Magnus, but also not Magnus. What looks to be a bright, flaming, maybe mountain lion from its size, sits on the end of your bed and looks at you with glowing embered eyes.
Magnus? Is that you, Magnus?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
All right, with your perception check. Oh, I need to fix that. That is just awful. There we go. And there, much better. Thank you. All right, with an 18. There is a certain amount of recognition and familiarity that dawns across the creature's face as it makes eye contact with you. Just at this time, the other members of your party burst in to the room and see the large, predatory creature emitting radiating heat. You with the vase in your hand. What do the rest of you do as you enter this scene?
I'm gonna eat fire.
Sorry, can they eat fire?
Yeah, so I pull in like a big huff and try and like breathe in the fire or smoke, and this will, as long as I can hold my breath, this will give me fire resistance.
Oh, very nice. Okay. As you inhale, the embers and flames hit into your body, and sure enough, that resistance passes through and into you directly.
Lashara, are you okay?
Yes, this is Magnus. I don't know what happened to him.
He opens his mouth, and you hear. Hold on. No. I feel like it's loading, and then it's gonna just yell at me. I'm gonna push you one more time. You're not gonna break on me. Okay, maybe it is. Hold on. It's fine. Okay, cool. If there's suddenly a screaming, I apologize. But you hear a humongous leonic roar.
Lashara, does Magnus know it's you?
One moment. She's just like, one moment. And she's gonna...
Sorry. Yep. There they are. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. She's just gonna be like, okay, one moment. And she's going to try to commune with him. She's just gonna try to connect because they have an
inherent bond.
Empathetic. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a bond. So she's going to try to reach out to that bond to verify that this is Magnus and calm him down.
All right. Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
You hear Kazi in the background. I told you he was a heathen.
All right. With a 19, you begin to feel that connection, the strong connection. Though it is wild and ferocious, you do sense deep within it that it is indeed Magnus. You feel a word burning inside of you. The desire to speak the word is very potent. What is the word that will activate Magnus's form?
I imagine it would be...
It could be a fake word, like it could be a spell wordy kind of thing.
Yeah. Varouche.
Varouche. And as these words happen, all of a sudden, you watch as Magnus seems to almost... He winces, but it looks like it's pain, but it's not. It's simply the transformation as smoke almost just exudes out of their body. During Magnus's transformations, when he is flaming on, creatures within 5 foot around him will suffer damage. This excludes yourself, Lashara. When Magnus reverts back to his original form, he fills the area with smoke, which conceals creatures within a 5 foot area around him, which unfortunately does also hinder your vision as well. But yes, the room now fills with this thick blackened smoke as Magnus transforms, and in front of you,
Oh, she'll sigh with relief and scoop him up and be like, is this something you've always been able to do? Is there something new? I've never. Yeah.
you realize very quickly what this possibly could be. After all, you did not go through the portal alone.
Mm. Oh.
Outstanding.
Oh. Oh. Um.
But of course,
just a quick.
well, sorry, real quick, just while of course this is a very good in reason as to why this has happened, I would like to give a massive and big shout out to our amazing donator. That was none other than our dear friend Candy, I believe. Hold on, let me get the name right. Where is it? My chat's being weird. Here we go. Boom. Yes, They Candy. Thank you so much, They Candy, for your massive donation, your incredible tip. This is now a permanent feature of this character. Lushara now has what is effectively a flaming hellcat that they can summon at will. Now, it will cost you a focus to engage in the transformation, and the transformation will last a number of minutes equal to your current level, at which point they will then revert backwards. Now, Pathfinder 2nd Edition uses focus points, which is kind of like a point that they get every so often. There are ways to increase it, but it's usually a very limited resource and is usually tied with a lot of stuff for their classes. However, after a 10-minute meditation session, they can regain focus points as well. So what it means to say is that every short rest, if we're using D&D terminology, you'll be able to reinstigate that transformation, but you will need to take that rest. Magnus's abilities at this present level only constitute its combat form, and it will unlock more stuff as they level up. I will have a stat sheet that you'll be able to access, but for the most part, Magnus is now a combat companion. Thank you so much, Candy, you bloody beautiful legend. I also want to give a massive shout out as well to our other two donators who donated during that lovely bit of role playing. I didn't want to interrupt because you guys were really in the zone and I loved it. But thank you to Marcus for the Jinx point, making sure that my Jinx point, my little Jinx point bar, I've got a little something to play with. Thank you. And of course, thank you to Christina for the natural 20. And again, thank you for the clover provided to our dear friend Viv. And I hope you don't mind I took some liberties with the gift giving thing, because I feel like it captures the spirit of what you wanted from this, to see, you know, who gets given it, you know, and does someone not get given it very often? What does that mean about their relationship? So many things. I love it. It's a subtle thing, but it's beautiful and I love it. All right. Now, with Flaming Kitty in hand, our heroes look around and realize they have fucked this room.
Maybe we should
Is the-
leave.
Yeah, is the room still actively on fire?
No, the fire's been put out thanks to the jar of water, but the blanket, the bed sheet, part of the wall have definitely been burnt.
Viv is still very much not entering the room at all.
We
Oh
can
dear.
we can comedy slide this. After an embarrassing conversation and 5 gold later, you manage to leave the small halfway house and begin to make your way to the edge of the city. You have packed yourselves a rudimentary number of supplies. This will not cost you anything, as it is at the expense of the Oak Stewards that have sent you on this quest. It is several days' worth of rations, as well as some basic starter kits for camping, things that would help you create a fire in the forest safely, some rudimentary makeshift shelter and the like. Now, these are, in my world, disposable, mostly because having everyone walking around with a big backpack filled with tent stuff, that's fine, but for the most part, you know, like, no one, you know, it's just a thing you do and then you forget about. Rations, survival stuff, it's all in one backpack, and generally speaking, it'll carry you through an expedition. And unless you want something specific, it'll feature for that terrain. So you've basically got a forest camping set each, which we'll go into certain things later. But there you go. So, with that being said, unless there is anything further you would like to get before you leave the city, Viv.
Just a quick question for the charm. Was it I gift it every day or every session?
So it'll let's go with every session, I think, if that's so. Well, actually, no, let's not go with every session. Let's go every week. Once every
Okay.
once every in-game week.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do that. Once
This
every
means
evening.
you have to keep track of
We'll
how
work.
many days.
We'll
go
work on
by.
it. Yeah, we'll work.
Yeah,
on
we'll
it.
work on it. We'll see how it is. Because
Yeah.
I do want it to do regularly, but not so regularly that I mean, at least once every like 4 or 5 sessions. I think would be good. But yeah.
That sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
So. Heading out
I'm
past...
going to
Oh, sorry, go on.
also just use some some conjure water or like produce water to just extinguish any smoldering blankets, etc. before we.
Oh yeah, no, everything is well and
we
truly...
should go. This isn't usually part of the service.
Yeah, we apologize profusely, give them gold, and slink away.
Indeed. All right. Making your way out past the gates, the guards don't necessarily greet you with the same coldness that they did before. They have heard of you and what you are doing and allow you to pass. You see that some of them whisper a blessing of the Oak Stewards to you on your journey, hoping that you travel through the forest in safety and prosperity. The first few hours go by relatively fine. There's no sign of any dangers, but you are following the directions as best you can. Could I ask that my players please place your characters on the map, in that still that kind of area that you're in, but in the order that you would be traveling in?
I'd imagine Bill would be trying to take the lead as he surveys the tree lines.
Sure.
Yeah, I might stay a little bit behind, but like still kind of in the middle, so I'm not like all the way in the back.
All right, not a problem. Now,
Forest and stuff in my jam. I'll be up front, helping navigate. Probably chatting to Bill Rotar.
all right, not a problem. As you go up further ahead, please make me perception checks as you are traveling.
All of us are just the folks in the front.
Everyone, please. The folks at the front will have a more pressure on them if you fail.
Uh,
Okie dokie.
All right, Viv and... Oh, just Viv. Okay. So, as you are traveling... Yep, just Viv. As you are traveling, Viv, you take notice of some strange red markings that seem to be on the bushes nearby here.
Guys, are those markings meant to be there? They don't look natural.
Having a look at it, is it anything familiar to like druids can't?
No, quite the opposite, in fact. It looks like fresh blood.
Oh,
Well, I guess technically, well, actually, okay, guys, I'm gonna reword it a bit. I'm gonna reword it. It is natural, just not, great, but it's natural. Okay, well, that's an issue.
has it coagulated yet?
It has indeed. It has been out there for at least 12 hours.
Okay,
Okay,
let's
so-
be very careful going forward.
Yep, it's organic.
Totally dried?
No, not totally dry.
Arsene
Kind of still clumpy and icky.
is gonna cast detect magic, hoping maybe not hoping he might find something here, but maybe something nearby has caused the blood to happen. If it was like magic that did it, or maybe if it wasn't magic, then it was a weapon of some sort, kind of thing. Maybe I'm just looking to see if there's any kind
Neil?
of magic around where we are.
Hey, Neil,
Yep.
you cast detect magic.
Thank you.
You don't need to justify why you're casting it. Just, yep.
Got it.
Your eyes begin to glow as the magics flow within your eye sockets and illuminate the area around you. You don't detect any magic per se, but you get this sense of the supernatural here. The blood was definitely not spilled by spell.
Okay.
Is the blood?
So
Is it?
I bring that up.
Oops, sorry.
No, I just say I bring that up that there was no magic around here.
Gotcha. And whenever you say the markings, does it just look like blood splatter, or like actual sigils in blood?
Splatter.
Okay, maybe someone got hurt out here.
Can we check for
We should-
bodies?
Yeah, we should
Bill-
probably
I
try to
would
find them.
like.
Bill will offer to, if you allow it, to use survival to see if he can try and trace a blood path.
Absolutely. Make
Go
me
for it.
a survival check. Or in this case, a, yeah. Okay, cool. With a 16, you do indeed find more of this blood further down the trail.
Lushara would like to use the seek action to see if she can find any hidden or undetected creatures within 30 feet of us.
Ooh, I like that. All right, make a perception check.
Okay, I get a +2 circumstance bonus for it being a seek, because I'm a whisper elf.
Very well.
All right, so perception. So
All
would
right.
that be 22 with the bonus?
Yes. Also, when you're using Fantasy Grounds, on the bottom left-hand side, there's a little modifier box, which you can add any bonuses that you need to apply, and then it'll add to the roll as well.
Okay.
Okay, let me just check this real quick. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Ha, abysmal.
So I guess
yeah.
just,
You know what? I'm gonna use.
Move me.
I'm gonna use my jinx point here. Hold on one second.
I was going to say, just move me to wherever I've been following the trail.
Yep,
where
will
things
do.
happen.
Okay, much better. Okay. All right. As you are following the trail, this is kind of where you end up. And as you do so, Lushara, you sense something in the darkness nearby. The bushes rustle, and you hear a voice. Please, help me. I'm hurt. Is anyone there?
I'll alert Bill Ratar and tell him there's somebody asking for help in the bushes, and kind of indicate where I'm hearing it from.
Okay. So I'd imagine at this point would go on to effectively high alert, because if there's someone still there, it's most likely a trap.
Yeah.
So be actively scanning and looking as he slowly approaches.
All right.
Be careful, Bill.
All right. Not too far away, you do see an injured Oakett steward. Ironically, it looks to be one of the patrolmen who you had encountered in the middle of Seven Oaks not too long ago. He seems to have been attacked by something. Lots of blood seems to surround him as he lays in a pool.
Oh God, let's do something about that. Someone staunch the bleeding. Grab some bandages or whatever you have. Can I, try and help this person out? I want to rush
Yes.
over there to start with.
All right. As you do so, Bill Ratar, can I get you to make me a perception check? And Lushara, yours is still active. So, for you, something seems odd. You don't know what yet, but Lushara has a very bad sense of something's up. Bill Ratar, you've got lots of questions. But you then hear something else in these bushes. This individual is here, is making a lot of noise, but through the sounds of his crying for help, you hear to the left and right of him in those bushes right there, something is lurking as Elink tries to push their way past you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab for Elink.
Elink, you feel basically on your left hand the gentle arm of Lushara, and against your stomach Bilrotar's big, heavy dwarven hand, as they both reach to sort of stop you from advancing too quickly. Which is ironic because Bilrotar is a dwarf and Lushara is an elf, and you are
somewhere in between.
You feel a kind of like a nostalgic sense of like your parents telling you like not to do something.
Cool.
They would kind of do the same sort of thing as well.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna be loud. Like, I didn't say that silently. That was
Yeah, I love that.
Something's not
with
right.
some level of
Yeah.
annoyance.
I'd imagine
Yeah.
Bill just says, "Watch the bushes."
Yeah,
Hearing
and then
this. And noticing Kazi starts to roll his sleeves up.
yeah, and
A dove flies out.
Lushar is leaning in to be like, Elink, there's something not right here. Be careful.
Viv is just kind of clutching their little doll, saying, but we need to help him.
Yes, carefully. Carefully. Something's just not right.
Perhaps he's being used as bait.
So Bill will say, "Let me pull him a bit more to the clearing, and then you can treat him while I stay watch."
Yeah, go on.
So Bill
wait.
would
Bill Retard, wait. Before you go out there, just in case. And I'm gonna go up to Bill Retard. Take out your axe.
axe. You mean me?
Yeah.
You mean
or, well,
the sword?
sorry,
that
what
died
was your
to-
weapon again?
The great sword that died to small. Which is
yeah, the
it's
axe.
probably on my back at this point. So if you're trying to touch the sword, it'll be on my back.
Okay. I am going to cast Conductive Weapon and give it the shock rune, essentially. It lasts for 1 minute.
All right. Very
Bloody
well.
hell, he's bleeding, not having a heart attack.
Yeah. So Bill would step up and drag the individual back a few steps, but always keeping his eyes on the bushes.
All
So,
right.
pulling
You
him
begin to
front.
step forward, step by step. Leaves crunching beneath your feet as you approach. You watch them carefully, but there is no movement, no motion. You know the sounds you heard, but like a razor wire poised to snap at any moment, you know that eyes fixate upon you. The desperate man reaches up to grab you. You kind of have drowned out the sounds of his pleading as your senses have now been heightened to an edge. You reach down and grab onto his arm, and you start to pull him. You realize quickly both the backs of his legs have been slashed, which is why he can't move. As soon as you try, he cries out in pain. Then almost like a signal, there's a leap, a rush of fur and fang that erupt from the bushes and head in your direction. There is no surprise round here, but as the instigators, what you see are these two almost naked hyena-like creatures. Instead of eyes, you see swirling vortexes of darkness as they lunge out and begin to rush, barking and yapping in your direction. And we will roll into initiative.
Ooh.
But they will use a different initiative. So bear with me while I do that real quick. So they get a 26 on their initiative. Oh, sorry. To be clear, you guys don't need to roll initiative. It'll roll it automatically if everyone's using the same thing.
Ah, cool.
But you can use that one for now. All right, so that is a 26 on these guys. Hello. Thank you, and thank you. All right. So let's dive into battle, shall we?
It's a very high initiative rolling round.
Oh yeah, the creatures are very stealthy, which is why they get it. So for the chat at home, Pathfinder 2nd Edition does not use initiative as a dexterity-based roll only. Instead, it depends on what you are doing at the moment of initiative. This is usually based on like your reflexes and how well you can perceive the danger and react to it. Traditionally, it is perception check for most things. However, if you were attempting to do something like, let's say, you're having a conversation with someone, then drawing a knife and stabbing them, you might use your diplomacy or your deception in order to try and say how quickly you can react because of how well you were deceiving this person before you made your sneak attack. Likewise with these guys, because they were hiding in the bushes, they get to use their stealth check while their initiative is, while my player's initiative is perception. All right, so they lunge out, barking and yapping. They will go first. As they do so, they rush at Bill Rotar, starting with the first individual who takes his first action, running upwards and attempting to bite. His jaws. Oh, actually, no, he can use... Oh, no, that'll be later. Yeah, that's fine. He uses a shadowy bite. With a 25 to hit, his fangs find purchase within your arm. Your armor manages to soak some of the damage, but 8 points bleeds through. But in addition, you feel a coldness that rises through the bite. Which means we need a fortitude save. Which you will fail. Not a critical fail, but a regular fail. Do you wish to cheat this check?
Yeah, hero points since I've got 3, please.
Not a problem. All right. You utilize a hero point, and we are going to re-roll that. Nice. You make the saving throw. You watch as when it bites into you, it seems to try and suck out this almost shadowy essence. As if it tries to drain you of something. You're not sure what entirely. With its next action... so that is part of its thing. So one action to bite, and then the second action to use the shadow bite. Alright. The second hound does the same thing. Rushing out towards Bill Rotar. Biting down. And managing to strike against Bill Rotar's armor as well. This time, you are forced to drop the person you're dragging, because one arm is being pulled one way and the other is being pulled the other. And once again, it seems to try and siphon something from you. But again, you resist it as you wrench your arms free. It tears into your flesh a bit, both your arms bleeding, but your armor itself allowing you to cut free of their jaws as they flank you, barking and biting at you. Bill Rotar, we go to you next.
Yeah, so before I start, the Smoke the Heart should be gone because that was from last time.
Oh yes, thank you.
From the show.
Done and done.
Yep. So I'm not actively grabbed.
No. They've bitten down on it and tried to, but you've ripped your arms free.
Very well. So, seeing these two, and not really wanting to get my hand too close to their jaws, for obvious reason.
You actually... Okay, so I'm going to describe this because I love extra little nerdy stuff. Fun fact about Dag. Dag wanted to be a cryptozoologist, which means I love looking about and understanding the mechanics of supernatural creatures. So, when you look at a different type of predator, it's interesting to know how a predator bites and attacks in order to try and figure out what its method of fighting is. Now, because these creatures have a muzzle very akin to a hyena, as you can kind of see here. There we go. These are not teeth designed to slash, cut, or rip through flesh, but hang on and grapple. What they would basically do is overwhelm you with numbers, trying to bring you to the ground, shake you, and then break you apart. The ambush that it had in mind is perfect for this. If they can focus fire on one particular individual and take it down as well, they can take all the time they need to come back and forth as they require to feed on the carrion of your body. Now, I would say that anyone who makes a nature check for free, by the way, this is a free nature check I'm inviting to everyone, you'll be able to ascertain this information with a DC of 17 or higher. Unfortunate. Ooh, yeah, L-Link. All right, L-Link, you are privy to this information. The others are not. Very important to know, mostly because you are the person who would be aware that they are going to focus fire likely on Bilrota, and you guys can adjust your strategy accordingly. All right. So that is the creature's turn. As Bilrota, we start yours.
Yeah, so seeing the fact that they went into the bite, I'm going to try not to get my hands not that too close to their mouth, providing the opportunity for them to bite it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'll unsling the sword. Instead of trying to slash, I'll try and more sort of drive it point first at the chest of one of them.
All right, very well. I'm going to get you to make your attack with a -2 penalty, mostly because you are dealing with a greatsword, which is indeed a slashing weapon. And if you wish to attempt to do piercing damage, which you may, you're kind of like putting a lot of...
It is versatile, so...
Oh, it is versatile? Oh, never mind then. You're good. You
Yeah.
don't need the penalty. Yep, carry on. You are changing your grip on it and using it to thrust into the body of these creatures. Let's go.
So, start with the one that's closest to the grip.
That is a solid hit as you strike the shadow-like hound in the body.
Changes base damage type to piercing.
Okay, that is 11 points of damage from the first initial hit.
And with it there, I'll follow up with basically a kick to its side.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than try and push back.
Yep. So after you've penetrated it, you're basically kicking it and pulling the blade back to recover it from the wound as you strike. Let's go. Oof. It critically misses. So let's find out what happens, unless you want to use another hero point.
No, I'll.
You'll wear that one?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me also
You still need to take a...
Yeah, let me take off that one too, because I forgot to take off that. All right, here we go. Give us a number between 1 to 5, and let's see what happens with this critical hit. Critical miss, sorry.
3, please.
1, 2, 3. Okay, with your melee weapon. Your weapon is now broken. And I'm not even fucking joking.
Even though
Even if it's magical?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I can either break your weapon or I can break your legs. What do you want? All right.
I was wondering if there's a
so-
magical weapon now, but
That's not gonna make a difference. So basically, your weapon
Okay.
has the broken
Dang.
condition, and until it takes a until it gets repaired, if you suffer any more critical fumbles, it will take damage, and at a certain point, the weapon will just break entirely and be destroyed. But yes, as you've kind of thrust it in and you've sort of kicked off, the creature has sort of grabbed on and bitten down on the actual blade and shook its head from left to right, and you've sort of like tried to move with it, but you can sort of feel that strain coming down the blade and into not only the guard but the hilt as well, which is breaking, causing it to like buckle. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, you've made your
Yes.
melee attack, you've made a kick attack, you have one more action. Also,
unslinging the great sword.
unslinging the greatsword. Cool. So that is 3 actions. Thank you very much. Also, Avarian CA, thank you for the 3 hero points and a hero point for Bilrotar and Arseni. Yeah, bloody
Aw.
beautiful, beautiful legend you. I hope you're doing well. Also, isn't it
Thank
like
you.
super late for you right now? What's going on?
What? For a variant?
2,
No.
3. For a variant, yeah. Isn't it like crazy late? I might be mistaken. All right. All right. Next up is Elink.
Super early.
Yeah.
Can't
All
remember
right.
it.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
You see what it just did to the sword? You don't want to get within that thing's reach. It'll drag you down and try and kill you that way. And I'd like to. Can I recall knowledge medicine to just quickly glance the druid and see how urgent medical attention needs to be?
Yes. Please make a medicine check. All right. With a 12, he is very badly injured. He's okay and stable, for sure. You won't be able to cure what he has with surgery, but he is on death's door. Any stray attack will kill him. Unless it's like a super tiny
Alrighty.
attack. You know what I mean? Like long story short, on a scale of let's see, where are we at? On a scale of 1 to 15, he's at a 1. There you go.
Doesn't sound good. Okay. Let's. I'm going to use animal allies and summon forth all the creepy crawlies in the dirt around the feet of these disgusting beasts. Things like centipedes and large ants are going to try and crawl all over them.
All right, I love it. All right, what are you casting?
So that is, yeah, it's called Animal Allies. It's a level 1 spell, and it is a reflex DC of 17. B.
All right. What's the area? Or is it a target?
One creature.
One creature. All
Yeah,
right, one
one
or
target.
2. Which one are you going to target?
I'm going to target number 1.
Okay. Now, in Fantasy Grounds, wherever you have your spell, there should be a little magnifying glass. Click on that, and it'll create a drop-down menu, which will have the saving throw and the damage listed for that spell beneath.
Oh, cool. Yep. And so I just drag that.
Drag the saving throw onto the token of the one you want to target. And, yep, dragon... No, sorry, hold on. Nope, too far. So, what you need to do is drag the saving throw onto the target and drop that first to see if they make the save or not.
Sweet. Okay, saving throw to the target. Oh, sorry, wrong Shadowhound, but...
Well, that's okay. I'll happy to do that way, but yeah, you kind of get it. And then drop the dice damage onto the target that you've selected. Which is fine, because, I know you were targeting the other one.
Excellent. I'll just drop it onto the
correct one. Yep, that's fine. All right, and then the damage is applied. 9 points of damage as these centipedes and creatures start churning the soil. You watch as the grass and the dirt start to sort of roil and become more softened as they erupt outwards and crawl over these hounds. The hound, however, in a terrifying display, seems completely unperturbed. It does not feel fear in any way, shape, or form.
Ooh, okay. That's
However,
all my actions. Casting spell and checking for medicine.
However, you have drawn their attention. Oh, that's changed a lot of stuff. Okay. They turn and face you. With darkened eyes, they stare at you. You may be a half-dwarf, but it is your other half that suddenly gains their attention. A deep dark looks at you. And in that moment, they do not care about Bilrotar. They look at you and look at the person who is holding onto your arm. You and Lashara. They growl. They're no longer hunting. There is anger in their voices as these creatures look at the two of you. So, 1 action for your medical check and 2 actions for your spell. We will move on to Arsini.
Don't like
All right.
that.
Arsini, make a perception check for free.
Okay, sounds good. No.
You're good. Carry on.
Okay. So even though his sword is broken, he can still use it, or is it unusable?
Oh, no, it's usable. It just has penalties.
Okay. In which case, because he may still use it, I will spend an action to sustain the concentrate, because it is a
Sure.
concentrate.
You
spell, or at
concentrate
least
on
that's
your
what I'm
on your spell to
Effective
give him a
weapon.
bonus to his weapon. All right.
Yep, and then oh, that's also a concentrate. Dang it. Okay. You know what? I need to help him out. So
Hold on. Let me just check something real quick as I will.
okay. Because I don't think I can use another trait that's another spell with the trait concentrate if I'm using a concentrate, right?
No, you can use concentrate. You can concentrate on multiple spells so long as at the start of your turn you expend your action to concentrate on that spell.
Okay, so then it'd be 1 action to concentrate on conductive weapon, and then another sustain to do the other one.
No, because you have to cast that spell.
Oh.
So it's 2 actions to cast the spell. Then in your
I was just
following
wondering
action,
'cause-
you'll need to
yeah.
spend 2 actions to concentrate on both spells.
Oh, so it's 1 to do both still. Okay.
Did one
No,
each?
no, one per.
Well, yeah, that's
So
what I
you'd
meant.
spend-
Okay, to avoid
'Cause
confusing
needle
our
darts
lovely
is a-
audience with the rule, allow me to
Sorry.
make this super clear. In Pathfinder 2nd Edition, there are certain spells which require an action to be concentrated on every round after casting. The casting of the spell is usually 2 actions that will cost that. After that, every round following will cost 1 action to concentrate on it. So Neil, having spent 2 actions to cast his weapon bonus,
Conductive
this
weapon,
round now spends 1 action to maintain it. With the remaining 2 actions, he is going to cast a new spell. Then in the following round, he will need 2 actions to be spent to have concentrated on both simultaneously, leaving him only 1
okay.
free action to do.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, that makes sense for needle
Dag
darts.
likes teaching
Alright, so
people new
then-
rules. Do do do.
So then, yeah, my last 2 actions will be used to cast needle darts. In which case, I take 3 of the sling beads. The sling metal beads in my bag kind of fly up to me, and they kind of reshape. Almost looking like an illusion kind of thing, but they reshape into 3 needles, and I'm going to throw the 3 needles at the Shadow-like Hound. It's all part of the spell.
All right. Throw the needles.
Yeah,
And that's a concentration spell.
it is. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because I guess it's concentration, and then they stay as needles. So then I guess I can just spend an action to throw them. That's what
Yeah,
it
okay.
sounds like. So
Cool.
Yeah.
You launch your needle darts, and you manage to hit. Your darts strike the Shadow Hound at the farthest end. Roll your damage. All right,
Yeah.
8 points of damage. As we then move on to Kazi.
Yeah. All right. So seeing all the action take place, I'll take a step forward, pull out my daggers, roll one at the Hellhound number 2 here in front of me.
All right, so you've moved out, pulled out your daggers, and one of them has been let loose. It flies across and hits for 6 points of damage into the side of the creature.
How many actions is that? I took a step forward and pulled out my daggers.
nope, blip.
Blip. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll wait for the blip.
You are back, by the way.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you for someone fucking telling me. I mean, I would have said that. That would have been the whole time. Yeah.
I
All
said,
right.
but good.
Yeah, Neil did say back.
Oh, did he? Oh, I wasn't listening to Neil. It's the only way I can.
Let's
It's the
go.
only way I can GM some days. Okay. Anyway, so. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, I do have a favor to ask because of various story reasons. Lashara, would you be willing to relinquish your turn for Vivi to go before you?
Yes.
Thank you very much, and you'll get the benefit of it. Vivi, well, I say benefit of it. You'll see. Vivi, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Are we able to notice that they kind of have suddenly stopped trying to tear Bill Rotard to pieces and are very specifically looking at this kind of like the 3 people here? Yeah.
Yep.
Because yeah, okay,
Well,
great.
2 people.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if I think they would just use a bit of process elimination to realize they're looking in the line that
Oh
involves
yeah,
them.
yeah, true.
Oh,
They
it's
don't
fine.
actually have like. If you actually look at them, it'd be hard to tell where exactly they're looking at without eyes.
Because they don't
you
have
know.
really eyes. They just
Yeah,
have like.
yeah, fair. Yeah. So they're looking down the line, down the barrel, straight at the 3 of you.
Okay. I want to make a quick perception check. Just see if there's any other friends behind us.
Make a perception
Before I
check.
do my next thing. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to get them out of danger, if I'm just going to drag them into more danger. Let's see. Where's my sheet? Where did my sheet go? I have too many tabs open right now. Freaking out over here. Too many tabs. Okay, I think I found it. And perception. Ah!
No.
Seems
I'm
fair.
gonna hero point.
You want to use a
I'm gonna
hero
hero
point?
point.
Well, it'd be a
Yeah.
terrible shame if I used a jinx point and countered you. Thank you for both the hero point and the jinx point. I have made Viv sad. All right, what do you do now?
I stay sad. I don't know what you expected me after that. Just like, damn. But yeah, not noticing any other friends in the area is going to kind of take Ellen by the arm, and if they're willing, is just gonna try to like bring them up, like help drag them a bit of a way, like use her like drag movement. The drag action essentially just be like, okay, let's get away from the dogs. The dogs don't like us right now. We're gonna get away from the dogs right now and just
All right,
trying to drag Ellen back to.
Ellen, do you relent?
Yeah, these things are pretty terrifying, and
Okay.
It's pretty nice to have someone pull me backwards. That's great.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
a problem. Okay,
We're getting-
you may use the reposition action and place them in any
Mhm.
adjacent square to you. Up to, well, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not stingy. You can go to any adjacent square. I'm sure there's a rule that I'm unaware of that says you can only move them 5 foot, but I'm like, you're going with it. Go anywhere. You're good.
Yeah, I think that they would just be dragging them back to where they're kind of between Arseni and themselves, not on top of Viv, not on
Okay.
top of Lashara.
How about that? Is that better?
One. That looks good.
I was gonna say I always use like half squares just because I'm my world isn't in boxes, so. But yeah, that's fine. All right, you shove Elink over there. So perception check to search around. 1 action to reposition. You got 1 more action left.
Can I do another perception check?
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not happy. Like, I am so worried for my friends. I don't know what's going on. I
Yeah, go.
can't fight these things. They don't have eyes.
It's fair.
That's the most concerning part to me, apparently.
Can't eat what they can't see.
That
be-
is
It's
you
just
know,
that
very
it
concerning
seems like they can. It
I
seems like
know,
they very
I know,
much
I'm just
can eat
kidding.
what they can't see.
yeah, that's true.
That'd be
It'd be a real
That's
shame
not
is
working.
if someone used a jinx point and got you to re-roll that.
Oh,
When did you get it?
I got 3 from I got 3 from Avarian.
I'm gonna
Dang it!
Well, guess what,
even
Dash?
better.
Dang it!
Yeah.
Very well. Thank you again for the very, very kind jinx points.
How dare you?
Curses. All right. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look. I didn't even. You know what? It's really funny. I didn't actually roll any kind of stealth check anyway, so that might still fail.
Uh-huh.
It will not. All right.
Uh-huh.
As you look around, yes, indeed, it appears as though there is another one of these creatures in the bushes just behind. However, in packs very similar to this, one would have a coordinating alpha. One who would not only ensure that the hunt goes well, but in the event of an emergency, be the person to, I guess, turn the tide so that the others could escape if need be.
So I imagine Viv would have just been looking around and then, just out of pure worry for Elling, would have dragged them back. But the second they turn around, once they've gotten Elling repositioned, they just see that staring back at them. Just...
Yeah. And probably in that moment, as you've pulled Elink into the line of sight of this creature, it's now also kind of done that, like, focus. All right. Lashara.
Okay. I don't know there's a guy behind me.
I just yelled, "It's behind you!"
Oh! Oh, you did!
Make a perception check. You will also need to break its DC, but you get a +2 bonus because Viv has assisted you.
Alright.
And this will be a free perception check.
Alright. Skills. And... Alright, how do I get it to add the...
Add the +2. So on the bottom left where it says modifier, just click on that with your left mouse button, hit the number 2, and then just roll it as normal.
I don't see that on mine, so I'll just...
Wait, on the bottom left-hand side, like the actual bottom left-hand side of the screen, like above where the hotbar is, underneath the chat box. No, there's nothing underneath.
No.
There's nothing underneath the chat box.
Unless you've moved it, it's usually where the dice, just left of where the dice.
To the left of your
Three
where your
dice.
dice are lined up.
Oh! There! Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay, I see it now. I was very confused. Okay.
Yeah. So that what you would use for any static modifiers that you would add or subtract from any rolls. Oh, nice. Yeah, with a 20, you will indeed also see the creature in the bushes there.
Okay. I will let out a little shriek. Like, ah! And use some movement to dart over here.
All right.
That's my movement. And then I am going to Divine Lance somebody. I'm gonna get that one. Okay.
All right.
So there we go. Going to come on. That one. Oh, why are you mean to me today? Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. That's why.
Do I have a Divine Lance spell?
There we go.
Oh, kinda.
Boop.
All right. You create a lance of glowing light that fires and strikes at the hound. Deal your damage
All
as
right.
it launches.
Hey, and that go.
Nice. 6 points of damage. The hound is very badly injured.
And that's
So,
it. That's
that's your
Divine
3.
Lance's 2 actions. So
All right. The hound growls and its eyes follow Lushara as she runs. Another fun fact about nature is when a predator has their eyes set upon you, do not run.
look, she's a city girl. She does not know that.
Oh, no, absolutely. And the shadow hound disappears. and appears out of the shadows in front of Lushara. Using an umbral leap, it teleports from one shadow to the other, its jaws opened as it reaches out and attempts to bite Lushara. And I will use my natural 20.
Oh no!
Oof.
But that is where we'll come back next week to find out what happens as Lushara faces off with the jaws of certain doom. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining us today. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And look at these wonderful and amazing people. Give them a round of applause. They were absolutely stellar today in today's session.
Yay.
Lots of amazing role play. Lots of character bonding moments. Also, a massive shout out to everyone who donated to today. Marcus for the Jinx point. Avarian for Jinx point. We had, of course, Christina for all of her the variety of different points and bobs and bads and my natural 20 and all the cool things. And of course, to they Candy for the massive freaking drop of the lovely and amazing. Let's have another look at it, shall we? The amazing and wonderful edition of the new Flaming Magnus form, which which yes,
awesome.
by the way, the reason I was very quiet during the roleplay session was so that I could make and finish off the lovely glowing effects on Magnus's cat form, which I hope you guys like.
That is
Amazing.
the best mini I've ever
Love it.
seen.
So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
So
again,
cool.
go check out Hereforge. Hereforge is awesome. Sam, by the way, you bloody legend. Congratulations again on your TikTok follower count. Absolutely amazing work. Always happy to hear you growing and continuing to be awesome. Love your face. Mwah. If you did the work on it, you should be rewarded. Oh, well, much appreciated. Actually, you know what? Because here's the thing. Yes, I am sponsored by Heroforge. They do, pay me a certain amount to be good at what I do. But more importantly, I love making the Heroforge minis because you can do so much with it. I myself am not what I'd like to call an artistic person. Like, I can use Heroforge and do some cool artistic things there, but like, I can't draw. I've been on so many streams where people know how to draw and do art and stuff like that. And Heroforge has allowed me the ability to, through use of their program, express myself in such amazing ways. So I am very grateful to be able to use it, and I'm very happy to have my players provide such intense and wonderful material to continually be able to explore and expand my own repertoire. So you guys are amazing. All right, we are on a Wednesday, which usually means that it is slim pickings for the day. But let's have a look anyway. Let's see who is out and about, who is still awake in my little list of individuals. Abso-freaking-lutely no one. Well, I see. Here's the thing. I would raid Sly Flourish if Sly Flourish let me raid him, but he doesn't. He doesn't let me raid him. So there you go.
Oh,
I also know that I include a lot of artists do enjoy using Heroforge, even if you do know how to draw. It's still just really nice to have a 3D version of that, and also not have to make every part yourself. It's just kind of like you get to have a reference to look at, and it's very nice.
No, absolutely. Let's see if there's anyone browsing around who speaks English in the Pathfinder channel. Because we have a lot of Russians, a lot of the Japanese folks who are doing some stuff now. But maybe we can meet a new friend. Do we have new friends? Nope. Russian? Nope. He's also Russian. Is Spanish? Nope. All right. Well, we tried. So instead, however, as always, we're going to be doing an affirmation. An affirmation. What's a good affirmation? All right. We live in a society where we have made a lot of creature comforts for ourselves. Creature comforts like the ability to have clean water, clean food, shelter over our heads, and things like that. It's often we are told that we need to appreciate these things in life, but we never get told why. It seems to be a kind of like almost like you should feel guilty about being comfortable. As a human being who is incredibly lazy as I am grateful that I am. I am very mindful of the fact that I have so many creature comforts and stuff like that. But most importantly, whenever I have the opportunity to, if I ever have the opportunity to, I love paying it forward. It is where my mantra behind always donate to the people that you love and the people you can support, but donate responsibly. Not all of us are in a situation to maintain the level of comfort that we have in life, but you should never feel guilty about having it. You should feel mindful that not everyone does, and you should feel charitable enough to help those who you can. That is all life can ask of you, and it's all people should ask of you. So wherever you are, whatever you happen to be doing, I hope that you are, at the very least, living comfortably. Love your faces. You guys are amazing. We will be back in 8 hours or so for Curse of the Crimson Throne. So, hey, you'll see me again. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other, because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Goodbye, folks. Woo!
Bye, everyone. Yeah.